Yeah, what's up, everyone? Welcome to FILMspiration, the place where filmmakers come to get inspired. My name is writer-director Edgar Ibarra. Let's get down to business. Got a special treat for you, boys and girls. We have
Genie Joseph.
And Genie, you are president of
Independent Film Arizona. So happy to see you all. Thank you, Edgar, for having me on your wonderful show.
Thank you for putting up with all of the audio learning that we just did behind the
problem.
scenes until we finally, hey Nancy, hey, how are you? Little wave at you.
Hi, Nancy.
So, Genie, so talk to us about the Zombienightmare. Let's
Yes.
go ahead and let me show you the poster, and then we're going to jump right into it.
Yep.
Ooh.
Scary. It's
Okay,
gonna be
Genie, so
very fun.
what is the Zombienightmare?
It's going to be really fun. We're doing it this Saturday, March 30th at the TUCSON Mall. And it's an opportunity for filmmakers, for actors, for writers, for directors, for makeup people, for stunt people, for zombie wranglers to get together. We just wanted to do something that was really fun and where everybody could collaborate and show their talents. Because that's one of the issues with independent filmmakers is sometimes people are working in their own little silos and they kind of,
Little camps.
Yeah, little camps. And so we wanted to find what is one thing that we could all agree on. Well, we all agree we love B horror films. I'm a B horror filmmaker from the 80s. And this is a chance for everybody to kind of let out their inner zombie, if you know what I mean.
Cool. So and so you guys are going to have. So talk to me about the events that you guys have lined up.
Yeah.
Well, first off, as we go into the event, talk to us a little bit about the backstory behind it, because from what I understand, it's actually a fundraiser for the IFA.
It's a fundraiser for Independent Film Arizona, and if you know about us, we do free educational events every month on subjects of filmmaking. Last week we had Linda Seeger. She's the author of Making a Good Script Great, and when I was in my master's screenwriting program, her books were required reading. So this was an opportunity for people to meet with her and get their books signed from her. And so we do all kinds of events, everything from technical things. This week we're doing, actually April 2nd, we're doing stunts. How to do stunts safely, economically, what you need to think about as a writer, as a director, in order to create stunts. Like, why imagine something that's going to cost $2 million if your budget is, $10,000? You know what I mean? So this is to teach local filmmakers how to do stunts safely and economically. So we're going to have the best stunt people in town, people who've been doing stunts for 30, 40, and 50 years here at Old Tucson Studios. So we're really looking forward to having you learn about how to do stunts safely, and also for the filmmakers, how to effectively stage a fight scene. So there are certain angles that make a punch look good, that we call selling it, and there are other angles where it looks really hokey. And you've seen that with new filmmakers. Sometimes if they haven't come up through the ranks of learning all these things, they don't know how to stage a fight scene so it looks real. So we're going to be helping filmmakers get the best that they can out of the action.
Now, and so I've been to a few of the IFA meetings here. Let me adjust the camera a little bit.
Okay.
Hi, Mina. How are you? Love you too.
Hey, Mina, we love you.
So the IFA meetings, you guys provide great resources for great information, but I'm pretty sure there are costs associated, like, like any organization, you guys have your costs. You can speak to that a whole lot better.
We got to pay for their MailChimp. We got to pay for our meetup. So it's the best deal in town for $25. If you come to the Zombienightmare workshop, pay your $25. You get a free year of IFA membership. That means that all your meetings are free, and occasionally we'll have a special guest. We have to charge a little extra. But that, like our last meeting was $10, or if you're an IFA member, it was $5.
That's still nothing to meet Linda Seeger, whose book that I personally go off of every time I write a script.
I know there are people who will kiss her feet. She's so amazing, and she's had so much impact. 9 books on screenwriting, and the opportunity to see her in Tucson, to shake her hand. She came early. She stayed late. She talked to anybody who had a question. She was just so generous with her time. We're so grateful to have someone at her caliber, her level of professionalism, to be able to tell the stories of working with all the names that you've heard of in Hollywood, and just to really understand the inside workings of how a script goes from one level to the next level. It's a process of revision.
Now, so for the funds that you guys need, this takes us back to Zombienightmare. This has been in the works for a little bit. If you can help me out. Ooh.
Yeah, we had a wonderful casting session here at Third from the Writer. Their new name now is Southwest Artist Group. Did I get it right? Hope I got it right. So they've been very helpful in working with us, and we were able to do a casting session. Everybody was invited. Chuck Williams will be shooting this film, and so you can have an opportunity to come to the workshop, which will teach you how to be a zombie. Rick Wrangler, who studied with Marcel Marceau, if you don't know who that is, find out, because he's the source behind so much understanding of making action physical comedy. So you're going to learn how to be a zombie, how to walk and talk like a zombie, and then you'll get a chance to be in the short film where we're going to take over the TUCSON Mall. Layla's doing a great job. She's going to be having a zombie parade, a zombie fashion show. We've got dancers from high schools doing their dances. So it's just going to be a world of color and blood and gore and veins in your teeth. What can I say?
And so from what I see, this is one of those opportunities that's extended to the community for everyone to just come on out and kind of participate in something, because there's so many creative people on so many different fronts, acting, maybe behind the camera, maybe makeup, who have something to offer, and this is kind of a platform or a venue to do that, right?
Right, we're kind of focusing all of this talent that we have. There's so much talent in Tucson, but a lot of times people don't know how to break in or tap in or get connected. And so events like this help us get to know who are the great actors, who are the great cameramen like yourself, you're doing this wonderful show, there's such a great service. So to put people together, because filmmaking is about networking and collaboration. And that's what Linda's talk was all about. Because sometimes people think, oh, I'm an artist, I work in my little, me and my computer. Well, that's fine. But eventually you got to interact with other people, whether that's actors, directors, writers, producers, whoever it is. It's all about the social connections. And we really, one of the things, one of our projects for IFA is to create a code of ethics that we're going to call professionalism. Mm-hmm. And we're going to ask people to voluntarily agree to this really positive and professional mode of behavior. This includes everything about how we communicate, the way we communicate, getting things down in writing, being on time, having integrity, all this kind of stuff, never saying that you can do something that you can't really do. But we are really interested in helping emerging filmmakers improve their skills. And so an event like Zombienightmare helps people, just like we did today. We learned something new about audio, right?
Yeah.
we learned that plugging into the AC created a loud buzz on our audio system. That's good knowledge for us, for every future production. We'll never make that mistake again, right?
And in this case also, I learned to get my tongue out of the socket. I'm just kidding.
That's important too. I kind of like that electrocuted look on you. It was kind of cute. So but that's the whole point, is that we need to learn in environments which are not high risk economically. I mean, the budget for this event was $500, mm-hmm. and we're going to produce a whole little short film. You're welcome to do a behind the scenes. We're going to have a contest at the end, the best 90-second behind the scenes of the making of Zombienightmare. So again, it's this Saturday, March 30th at the TUCSON Mall.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. We'll be at the lower level, so the entrance is between Sears and Penneys by Harley's Toys. And so if you're an actor, come and be an actor. If you're a director, come and grab a group of those actors, direct them in a short little mini video for your own video. Mm-hmm. We've got actors who want to be directed, we've got directors who need actors, we've got camera people who need to have exciting things. We're going to be on the escalators. The mall is letting us stop the escalators to get the shot. Yeah, we're going to have the scene where the zombies are chasing, the heroes of the story. And we're going to stop the escalator and they're all going to tumble, so we have stunt people coming to help us. So the whole idea is to get all of this great talent that's in town, so as we get to meet each other and know what each other can do, and then as all of us I know have projects that we're trying to get going. So this helps us know where's the talent in town, who's reliable, who shows up on time, who's cooperative, who's creative, mm-hmm. who has good intentions and wants to work well with others. And that's what's going to take to make the film community in Tucson vibrant and healthy. One
of the things that caught my attention, Jeannie, that you said was learning this craft, but at the same time I think you said at a very economical level, and that goes back to, I'm a big student of Robert Rodriguez with regards to his theology of what could go into and what's required to make a film when you don't have a lot of funds, resources, etc. And so just to break off in another direction for just a little bit, what do you say to all the filmmakers, all the people who want to make zombie films or whatnot, and they say, well, I need $10, $15, $20, $50, $100,000 to make a movie, when we all know that, like, for example, right now, we're reaching a lot of people on my freaking phone. Mm-hmm. And so is it about taking the resources that are at hand and being creative with those and going from there?
Absolutely, and it's about working with each other. Like, because of working with you today, I learned something about audio that I didn't even know about before, about plugging into the AC. In this case, with this particular wiring, created a hum that we didn't want. So that's a huge lesson that I wouldn't have learned if I hadn't have been here with you. Yeah. And that's going to save me time on the next thing that I do with Layla, the next production that we do. So the thing about it is you just got to start making short films. I mean, everybody wants to do feature films. I'm so grateful that I had an opportunity to shoot feature films in the 80s for budgets of 1.5 million, 2 million, 2.5 million. I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity. In fact,
one of those right here, right?
Yeah,
Spookies.
Yeah.
So this is, talk to us about Spookies.
Okay, so Spookies was a movie that I directed, co-directed, co-wrote, and edited. And this won 3 awards in the International Festival of Science Fiction and Fantasy Films in Paris. And we were there with Dawn of the Dead, and George Romero was just ahead of us. So this was it was distributed by Sony. It was my first B movie that I got to direct. And this was another one called Mindbenders, and this starred Roy Thinnis from the X-Files and Lee Tergesen from Oz. So I had wonderful opportunities. These were union shoots, but they were low-budget movies. By some standards, people would say if you're just making your own first short film, maybe 1.5 million sounds like a lot of money, but it's really not.
Yeah, not by Hollywood standards.
Yeah, but the great thing about working in low-budget environments is that you have to really be smart.
Yeah.
You can't just say, I
Resourceful,
want the world. I want 25 elephants to walk down Fifth Avenue. Well, you can't do that. So what could you do that is workable? And that's why we have meetings at IFA to teach people the techniques of how to be more economical. And the thing is, you just got to get out there and make your films. There's no excuse anymore. You got a cell phone, you can make a film.
Yeah. You know what? And that's one of the things that I always preach on FILMspiration, especially toward the end of the episodes, is if it comes down to using a cell phone and editing on your cell phone, do that. Use that. Is that super preferable?
Yeah.
It's okay. It works. You know what I mean? And
we're shooting on a cell phone right here.
And if that's what you have, then my 2 cents is do that, because it breaks my heart when I see like a lot of filmmakers and they have great ideas, but they then sometimes will self-depress because they get themselves into this mental rut of, well, I can't do it because I need $20,000.
Right.
Fact of the matter is you don't. If you have a cell phone,
right.
And if you have a cell phone and just a basic editing system and an internet connection, you can create, edit, and upload and share with the world. Whether or not you make money, that's a whole other topic that we need to still work on. But the thing is, if you're doing it out of a place of love, because you obviously have a place of love for like sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. I love a lot of genres, but it's B movies are a great way for filmmakers to get started and prove themselves. Because it's very forgiving. The audience is just like, if you scare me, I'm happy. I don't care if the light's a little off or the colors are a little weird or the acting isn't perfect. So that's why B movies are very forgiving. So we say to the aspiring filmmakers, get out there and make your movies. But then what we want to say is, after you've done that, take it to people, your peers, or people who are maybe one level above you, and get feedback. Because if you're just working in your own private little silo and you're not getting the feedback, then you're not improving. And so what we want, we invite people at IFA meetings. If they have a little short film, they can show it at the meeting. They can get feedback. If they're thinking about writing a screenplay, they can test a log line out at the meeting, and we'll give them feedback.
Yeah.
So this is an essential agreement. If you look at like Spielberg and Lucas in the early days, one of the reasons why their early films were so good is that they really subjected their films to each other. They said, look at my rough cut.
Yeah. And
they gave each other invaluable feedback. Now, what's really important is who you ask.
Yep.
Because I have a saying, don't ask the village idiot, okay?
Yeah.
The village idiot is anyone who doesn't understand your genre. So if you're doing, a zombie movie and you show it to, 80-year-old grandmothers, maybe your family or something, maybe they're not going to give you the best response because they're not versed in the genre. They don't understand the expectations of the genre. So one of the things you need to understand as a filmmaker, what genre are you working in? What are the expectations of a particular genre? Mm-hmm. So, for example, if you're making a horror film, what's the one thing you must do? Scare your audience.
Yes.
Right? Okay. If you don't scare them, you haven't succeeded. Now, if you're making a comedy or a love story, what's the one thing you must do in comedy?
Make them laugh.
Make them laugh, right?
Or make them fall in love.
Exactly, make them fall in love. So, understanding the intricacies of the genre that you want to work in will help you understand the expectations of the audience. So this is very important when you're putting your films up for feedback. Don't just throw them to some film festival where people are going to be nasty or whatever. You want to create an environment of trusted professionals, which is what we're creating here. Here at DigiView, working with Layla, we are creating a collaborative team, and we're finding very talented actors. And now we're at a point where we can give each other feedback that's really useful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you're first starting out, sometimes people are too mean.
As long as that's what I was going to say. As long as it's constructive too,
That's
because
right. Well, people who aren't doing things are mean because they know they should be making their own film and they don't want to see you make your film. And but when everybody's getting their chops out, they're getting their creativity expressed, the meanness drops away because you become humble in the process of how hard it is.
Well, especially when you put yourself in that process, then, like you said, then you know how hard it is, you know the difficulties behind it, but you have a deeper appreciation for not just giving feedback, but giving feedback properly. But also honestly too, because that's why I have a certain circle of, less than 5 people, but certain circle of people that I will go to for feedback. But I'm pretty direct with them, and I tell them, you know what, don't BS me. And one is an industry professional, not a TV industry professional. So with regards to the shooting, the editing, rhythm, timing, pacing, etc., framing of actors, I tell this person, don't BS me, give me your honest feedback, because if I need to improve somewhere, then I need to improve somewhere. But it's about supporting each other in that way. So, not just putting your film out there, or also not just a film festival, but also in certain Facebook groups that are just really going to tear your thing apart. But okay. So let's get back on task with the Zombie Nightmare, and there it was, and it's upside down.
So we're going to have some of the best special effects people in the state will be here, and they'll be doing makeup, they'll be doing prosthetics, they'll be doing all kinds of special effects. And this will be for the Zombie Nightmare event at March 30th. So we've invited people coming down from Phoenix. It's very exciting. We have some of the best people. You can watch them make up the other people. You can get yourself made. If there's time, you can get yourself made up as a zombie on Saturday. So Leela's writing me a note, so I know it's going to be something important. Patrick Michael is one of our top people.
Reed behind you.
Patrick Reed. Okay, Patrick Reed, and is one of the wonderful people from Tucson. He is the Tucson Zombie Group, and he's bringing some of his best high school students. They're going to be made up as zombies. We're so excited to have people of that level of talent.
We've got a question from Rene Fernando Acuna, a coworker of mine.
Okay.
What time tomorrow?
Thank you for asking. Okay, registration starts at noon. The event begins at 1. At 1 o'clock, we'll have the Zombienightmare workshop where you'll learn how to walk and talk and be a zombie. From 3 to 6, you're going to be in a short film directed by Chuck Williams. And from then after that, we'll have the zombie parade in the mall. Cool. So be prepared to get there by noon, especially if you haven't pre-registered. We would love to have you pre-register, but I know people they're not so good at pre-registering. But if you can pre-register, you can go to zombienightmare.brownpapertickets.com for $25. We would love to have you do that. But if not, just show up.
And then afterwards, when we repost this message, I'm going to make sure to go ahead and reach out to you ladies to go ahead and get that information in the body of the video and whatnot.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And so.
Yes. So I think Layla has something to say.
I wanted to introduce all our special effects people that are coming in. We have Patrick Reed, and we have from Corpse Crew, the most amazing individual, Micah Aguilera, and we have Candace Omi, I don't know how to say her name, I'm so sorry, and last but not least, Monique Barrett, an amazing airbrusher that is coming in. So thank you very much, my input. Have a great one, and please join us.
Yeah, thank you, Layla. She'll be running the zombie fashion show as well as the dancers and all the events that are happening while we're in the workshop.
Jeannie, registration, is there a cost or a fee associated?
$25, but it's not just for Saturday. The $25 gets you a free yearly membership in Independent Film Arizona.
Ooh,
so it's our yearly fundraiser.
Yeah.
So come, even if you don't want to be a zombie, you can be running from zombies, or you can help on registration, you can be a PA. If you need credits for your resume working as a PA or a production assistant, this is the time to come, because we will get you those credits. We'll make sure that you get credited for helping us out. So there's so many opportunities on the crew side. If you're a filmmaker and you want to make a making of film, 90 seconds on the making of Zombie Nightmare, come with your own equipment. We're going to have pods of actors. So actors will be prepped in pods. You can grab a pod and say, I want to stage this scene on the escalator. Or I want to stage this scene where you grab one of the kitty toys and, whatever, demolish it or eat somebody or whatever you want. whatever your creative imagination has in mind. This is an opportunity to work with great actors. There's so many great actors in Tucson, which I'm just starting to discover now. We've had them in my class. We've had them in Film Actors Workshop. We've had them in Chuck Williams' class. We're getting together all of the actors from all the different acting schools to get a chance to work together.
Yeah. And the zombie genre is big. I mean, the zombie genre is huge because I remember on a Saturday morning years ago, don't know if you are familiar with Mr. Peter Leon, film director here in town. Okay. He did a movie called Copper Creek. It was a zombie movie back in, I want to say 2007 or 8-ish. Yeah. It's a while back, but so I showed up. Back then I was working for Channel 13 as a cameraman on Saturday mornings. And so I was told, hey, Mr. Peter Leon, some guys making a zombie movie, and so a few zombies are going to show up, and I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. I think it was about 200 people on 4th Avenue, right in front of Pancho Villa's grill, and so what that showed me is that here in Tucson, even for a zombie movie, people come out, people are passionate, people want to participate, and have fun at the same time. Like that passion is there, and so that's again, this is why I also call the Zombienightmare, which what you guys are doing, a great venue for people to come on out and put their creative juice and their creative flow out there.
Absolutely. We all have to work together in this town. The only way to really build an industry is to build the infrastructure, and the most important infrastructure part is the people. I mean, of course, we need the cameras and everything, but like you say, everybody's got a phone. Yeah. There's so many things you can do right now, and it's a matter of, if you come out, even if you don't want to be an actor, come to the Zombienightmare as a director, look around at the talent base. Yeah. You're going to see some actors that you didn't even know, and a lot of these people are just getting started, so they're more than happy to be in your short film, even if you have no budget. If you just give them lunch, that's the only thing we ask for. Feed them. Okay, that's the basic
Yes. Yes, filmmakers, please at least feed your people.
And
please.
Thanks to Leela, we're going to have... Mario's Pizza is going to be one of our sponsors. Is he going to be in the film? Yes, he's going to be in the film because we have a scene where the zombies are attack the pizza man. They're trying to get the pizzas, and our good guys, our heroes, are trying to save the pizzas at all costs. So Mario's Pizza, the best pizza in town. let me go ahead and try this.
Zombienightmare brought to you by Mario's Pizza, located at Fort Lowell and First.
Yes.
Food's really good.
Really good pizza. So this is where we go after class. We go get our pizza after class, and it's just really fun. So, just learning about that, how to get sponsors. Sometimes you may not get Nike for your 3-minute first film, but you might get, Mario's Pizza or somebody. Don't get him because he's ours.
Highly appreciated. Still highly appreciated. Right. Another demo associated to the arts that I think is very little talked about are the following people. People who maybe don't have a creative side to them. Maybe they don't have a creative bone in their body, but they might have funds to contribute.
That's right.
And, because I like in the community, for example, we have a lot of races, a lot of walks for a lot of different events and causes, etc. Right. But maybe I'm not a runner, but I would still like to donate money, and that's definitely possible. So I'm pretty sure it's no different with the IFA and the Zombienightmare, correct?
Right. We are actually raising some money to help the wild horses, the Salt River Wild Horses, which is just a wonderful charity. They do beautiful work with horses that have no one else to protect them. And there have been some people, hunters have been just shooting these, mares, the mothers leaving babies behind. I mean, it's awful what's going on. So we are committed to helping the animals in our community and helping the various charities that are doing good work. So in addition to all the good reasons to come to Zombienightmare to support IFA, know that a portion of the profits will be going to support the wild horses.
And again, here's the poster for Zombienightmare, designed by Leela. Leela, give me your names.
Leela von Sienehoff Gamel at DigiView Creations.
Ooh. Help me out.
Ooh.
There you go. So is there any closing message that you would like to send out to Greater Southern Arizona with regards to the Zombienightmare tomorrow? Because the word that comes to mind for me is venue and platform for a bunch of different people from all different areas to just come and participate in something. And that something is the Zombienightmare tomorrow.
I think, the future of independent film, Arizona can be the center of independent film. And one of the hallmarks of independent film are the B movies, are the horror films that can be shot, maybe one main location, shot in 15 to 18 days, shot in a short period of time. So that's on the feature side. But on the short film side, it's all about collaborating. It's all about finding people like yourself, who care about supporting each other. We're going to make this work if we work well together. It's not about just being some genius in your own room.
Yeah.
You really need to connect with the larger filmmaking community. Is that a comment for us?
Yes. Mark McMahon, where is it? So, and then also Renee Fernandez Acuna.
Yeah, what did she ask?
He is a fan of Spookies.
Yay!
So you got a fan out there?
I still get fan mail. Movie made in 1987, and I still get fan mail. So yes, the Zombienightmare event will be at the TUCSON Mall, and we'll be on the lower level by the entrances by Sears and JCPENNEYs, and you can always find Harley's Toys. That's where our meeting point will be. And Harley, I just have to mention Ronnie and Harley's Toys. This is an example of like people just being so helpful. Ronnie has been like our angel in this event, and as well as the TUCSON Mall, they have been so kind. I mean, when can you take over a mall and run, run 100 zombies through a mall? I mean, this is their commitment to helping local filmmakers. And Ronnie has this beautiful store. She has all the, the Comic-Con and all the cosplay, and I mean, every superhero you can imagine, all the comic books, everything. She has just opened her doors and said, I want to make this work. And so we're so thankful to people like Ronnie and to Mike Bilkey and Jeannie at the TUCSON Mall for opening up their doors and making it a place where it's safe, where they're helpful, and they're giving us the opportunity to shine.
One of the things, Jeannie, and that takes me to a point that I exercised on my own sets for All We Have, that we shot about a year ago now, and I still have it coming up in post. But one of the things that I always made sure to tell the actors who came out, because I literally put a post out like on a Friday or a Thursday to have as a call out for extras on a Saturday or for a Sunday, and there is always a core group of people that from the bottom of their hearts came out and supported. So it was always, I always made sure to have snacks and drinks on set if I couldn't pay them. But then there's this. It was always very important for me to have them know and understand, to take a look around and realize this is not Hollywood. Right. This is us coming together, and that this happened only because the TUCSON community and those who stepped forward, only because they stepped forward.
Right.
And so that's one thing I really like to emphasize, and it sounds like it's very similar in that sense here, that this is happening because you have collaborations, Mario's Pizza, the TUCSON Mall, everyone who's coming out, Mr. Chuck Williams. It sounds like this is happening because, and mainly because, people decided, you know what? I'm going to step forward.
Yeah.
And that's how things happen a lot of times in TUCSON.
And the way it works is like, it's like the golden rule. I work on your film, you work on mine. And this is how you're going to get the great cameraman like yourself. I'll help you with your project, and then I'm going to call you and say, hey, could you come shoot this for me? And maybe you're free, maybe you're not. But the fact is that if, I've helped you on a project, you're much more likely to help me on one, because we all like to work with people we know. Right? It's very difficult to, say, oh, I'm going to cast this person if I haven't been on the set with them before, or if I haven't seen them in one of my classes, or I haven't observed them in a performance somewhere. So I want to, for me, I'm being very selfish. I'm meeting talent in town. This is for me.
It's a good selfish because you're giving yourself that opportunity to, and sorry to cut you off, but you're giving yourself that opportunity to get to know more people, and then for people to get to know you as just a person, not a face on Facebook.
Right? Yeah, so people are going to say, hey, Jeannie, let's work with her. It sounds like she's got some talent. She cares about people. She wants to do good work. Like I went to, you mentioned feedback earlier. I want to tell this story because I went to one wonderful group, and they were showing the women were showing the films that they made, and everybody said to this one woman after she showed her documentary, it was 20 minutes, oh, it's great, it's great, it's great. And when it was my turn to give feedback, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't think it's ready. And so, of course, everybody turned to me like I was the evil person for a second, but then they said, okay, so you're going to help her, right? And I've helped a lot of films go from one level to the next. So we worked together entirely for free. I worked on her film. We both won Emmys on that film. That's the film that.
Oh, okay,
won
from this past fall.
Yeah,
which was what's it
was
called?
Our Desert Farms, and when I first saw it, it was 20 minutes, and we worked together to really create the story that she most wanted to tell. And now at 12 minutes, it was Emmy worthy. And so this is what can happen when you collaborate, when you work together. And now I'm sure if I need something from her, I can, Anna, I can call her and say, hey, Anna, I need something, because I helped her.
Nancy Barrymore, I'll be there.
Yay, Nancy.
Yay, Nancy. Okay, so Nancy Barrymore is one of those supporters that I was talking about.
Right.
I want to say there were 2 or 3 times that I put out open casting calls, like literally 1 or 2 days before.
Right.
Just because of the craziness of the flow of the production about
It
around
happens.
a year ago.
It happens.
And Nancy was one of those people that came out. And so, no BS, all true from the bottom of my heart. Film only happens when people say, you know what, I'll go.
That's right.
I'll show up.
Stay in touch with our website, which is Independent Film Arizona Forum, because when we have last minute notices, that's where we post. And if we have an event going on, you can see what we're up to. So please get on that website, Facebook, Independent Arizona Forum, right?
Yeah, and don't forget our .com.
And also independentfilmarizona.com. So these are just some of the ways, it's so much easier nowadays that we have these social medias. It used to be we had to call our friends if we had a shoot coming up. I'm old, so I had to get on the phone and call my friends and say, hey, can you meet me in LA to do this film?
Well, this just goes back to what you were saying with regards to taking the resources around you, and if it's a B horror or B sci-fi film, and just doing your thing. Because, like, for example, early 1990s, we remember Wayne's World.
Yes.
Okay. So the whole concept of a studio to have an audience and this and that. Now we're doing that exact concept with a thing. Right here. Let me touch it right there. That's a phone.
Yeah.
Okay. And that phone fits in my pocket.
Right.
And so we have studios literally in our pockets.
Right.
And so it's about taking, again, like you said, doing it. How did you phrase it? Like, making films, but at a very economical level.
Right. Yeah. I remember, this is how old I am. When I was shooting films, we were shooting on 35 millimeter Panavision equipment. We'd go onto the New York City subways without a permit, grab a scene. It was insane. I came from the guerrilla days, but it's so much easier now, and it's all about really working with other people that you trust, people you've built a relationship with, people you've tested it out. Like, one of the things we're doing in our acting classes, we're workshopping material for a show we're developing. So we're meeting talent, we're giving them a chance to, so I can see the lines that I've written in the lines of the actors. I can see 2 different actors read the same scene side by side. That's so useful to me as a writer. Because I see, that's how she sees it, and that's how he sees it. The same scene, but very different approaches. That's invaluable, right? Usually only the big directors get the opportunity to test things out and to even rehearse. Well, we can do that in a workshop environment. And so that's what we're doing on Monday and Thursday nights. So we're really enjoying that here at DigiView Creations. We have classes going on. And
Monday and Thursday nights, located at First and Fort Lowell.
In First and Fort Lowell.
This would be the northwest quadrant.
3227.
3227. North First Avenue. See, not even I knew.
I don't even know the address. But it's so exciting. Class last night was so much fun because we got to see people bring out things within themselves they didn't know they had in terms of characters, and we really want to encourage actors to expand their range, to maybe they see themselves, I'm a nice person. Well, okay, you're a nice person, I want you to be a nice person, but this is an evil character, and so we want to give them that freedom to expand their image of themselves. And Layla's been filming it so they can see the scene right away.
One of my great examples there at another level is, for example, one of my favorite actors, James Woods. Always, the courtroom guy, a great courtroom guy. But I want to see him kill a few people on screen, like a Hannibal Lecter type of thing. Exactly. You know what I mean? So, and even at the local level, for example, you have some people that, they obviously have one role and one persona that they appear to be. Right. So the fun challenge is to say, okay, well, what if you were
Right.
a serial killer? What
Yes.
if you were,
Exactly. That's what we were doing last night. So we had, David is, we had him. He's playing a meek and mild-mannered computer programmer who does coding, right? But in the scene, he talks about this plan that he's done how to crash the entire system, and he becomes completely enthralled, and he goes into his sociopath energy, And it's so fun to watch him go from the nerd to the, frazzled to the sociopath who's going to control the world through his coding, and no one can stop him. The pleasure of that, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just fun to, we have Agata who's doing a scene where she's playing a, really sweet girl at first, but she's put arsenic in the cupcakes.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
So it looks like she's just talking to her sweetheart, but the sweetheart broke her arm, because he's under so much stress, right? So she takes the upper hand and she puts the arsenic in the cupcakes. And it was so beautiful for her to find that range.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that she becomes a nasty person by expressing this, but she gets to explore the range of possibility within human experience. And that's what great acting is all about, is being willing to step into a character. It includes what you've experienced and who you are, but you go beyond that. And it's really fun to watch.
Cool. Let's go ahead and recap Zombienightmare. So go ahead and talk to us. I was going to call you Leela. Genie.
Yeah.
Genie, talk to us. Zombienightmare, just to recap, a little invitation to everyone out there, please.
Yes, so you here who are listening to this are going to get the news right hot off the press. Saturday, March 30th at the TUCSON Mall at the lower level near Sears and JCPENNEYs. Come at 12 o'clock, register. $25 not only gets you the workshop, not only gets you in the short film, but gets you a year of IFA membership, supporting the work that we're doing here. And you can see, we got to be continuously raising funds to stay alive.
Yeah.
We have to pay for the room that we meet in. We have to pay for Meetup. We have to pay for MailChimp to get the word out. And we're very economical. Leela will tell you, I won't spend money on anything. I argue with her about, don't Xerox this in color because we can't afford it. I mean, so believe me, low budget makes you very economical. But the fact is, in filmmaking, you have to deal with the reality of finances. You have to learn how to ask people for money.
True.
And the only way you can do that is by having a good product that you can offer in return.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Jeannie, this has been awesome. And so, again, all the information for all of the websites, how to get in touch with you, all the information for tomorrow, we're going to put in the body of this post once we go ahead and conclude the video.
Yeah.
And, we hope that you guys come out. Everyone who, if you're an actor, actress, maybe you're a director looking for talent, maybe you're a millionaire who wants to give the IFA a few $1 million.
Directly.
There you go. If you want to participate, just go ahead and go on out and reach out to Jeannie. Reach out to the IFA, and this is something that I'm happy you guys are offering the community, because it's a platform for and a center for people to come together to and just kind of meet each other and do something fun.
Yeah.
And so everyone, this takes us back to, you know what? So I always have my final closing message, right? As we were talking about on the back end of like running out there. My spiel is always run out there, tell your stories, do your thing. If you have a higher power, great. Go to your higher power, and if not, just do your thing, but ask for no one's blessing or permission. What can you add to that, Jeannie, as an independent filmmaker, low budget? I like where you're coming from with regards to that mindset. What can you add to with regards to the people and the filmmakers out there, the actors, actresses, directors who say, I only have $200. Can I make that film? Can I do that thing? What do you say to those people?
Well, I say, I've made films for $10. I've made films for $500. I've made films for $1.5 million. I've made films for $30 million. So it's not about the money. It's about your passion. So trust your passion. Get it out of your head. Get it onto the paper. Get it onto film. And get it on the air. Now you have YouTube. There are no excuses.
No excuses.
We are in a no excuse zone. Yep. So don't come to IFA meetings if you want to whine and complain. Only come to IFA meetings if you're ready to put your vision out there for us all to see.
Yeah, and take all the information that you can, not to depend on other people, but to empower yourself to go ahead and take action and make your visions come to life. That's a big, we covered that message, and that's the one that I always preach every single time. Yeah. Everyone, this has been
Genie Joseph.
And my name is writer-director Edgar Ibarra. This has been FILMspiration. Thank you so much for tuning in, all of you. Thank you for your questions, your comments. Love you guys. All the information will be in the description. See you next one. Bye.
Shout out to Hawaii.
See you next one. That's how you know I need more coffee. All right. Bye.
Bye.